In a nation as diverse as the United States, some states stand out for their lack of diversity. Today we're counting down the top 18 whitest states in the US. From sweeping plains to mountainous retreats, these states boast some of the highest percentages of white residents. Join me as we journey across this vast and complex landscape, exploring the cultural and historical factors that have contributed to these demographics. Curious? Let's dive in. Welcome to Indiana, where basketball reigns supreme and fields of corn seem to stretch forever. The air here hums with a certain Midwestern charm, a warmth that is palpable in the greetings and smiles of its people. But beneath this welcoming exterior lies a deeper story, a tale etched in the very fabric of its population. You see, 84% of Indiana's population identifies as white, making it one of the least diverse states in the Union. This homogeneity is no accident, no quirk of fate. It is a legacy woven from the threads of history, a tapestry woven by the hands of German, Irish, and English immigrants who arrived in waves, seeking fertile ground and new beginnings. Their influence echoes through generations, shaping not only the landscape but the very soul of Indiana. Our journey takes us westward now, to the heart of the Great Plains, to South Dakota. Here, beneath a sky of vast and endless blue, lies a land of stark beauty, a realm sculpted by wind and time. Towering above this rugged landscape is Mount Rushmore, a testament to human ambition and a symbol of American identity. But while this monument may be a celebration of presidents past, the state itself tells a different story, one of limited diversity. Over 84.2% of its residents are white, a fact reflected in the culture and traditions that permeate this sparsely populated state. Here, amidst the rolling hills and whispering grasslands, the spirit of the frontier lives on, a spirit intertwined with the legacy of its early settlers. Oregon, a land of towering forests and rugged coastlines, a haven for outdoor enthusiasts and coffee aficionados alike. The air here vibrates with a spirit of independence, a passion for environmentalism, and a commitment to liberal ideals. And yet, beneath this progressive veneer, lies a stark reality, a truth reflected in the faces of its people. 85.9% of Oregonians identify as white, a statistic that whispers of a complex and often troubled past. You see, Oregon's 1857 Constitution originally banned black residents altogether, a chilling reminder of the state's complicated relationship with race and diversity. This historical legacy casts a long shadow shaping the social fabric of the state even today. Chapter 4. Kansas, Flatlands and Familiar Faces. Our exploration takes us now to Kansas, a state synonymous with vast plains and endless skies. Here, in the heartland of America, the horizon stretches out before you like a blank canvas, a testament to the boundless possibilities that drew early settlers to this land. But while the landscape may be vast, the same cannot be said for the diversity of its people. With 85.9% of its population identifying as white, Kansas stands as a stark reminder of the waves of European migration that shaped this nation. From German farmers seeking fertile soil to Irish immigrants fleeing famine, these pioneers etched their heritage onto the very soul of Kansas, creating a cultural landscape that, while rich in tradition, remains strikingly homogeneous. Chapter 5. Colorado, Peaks of Privilege. Colorado, a land of towering peaks and breathtaking vistas, a paradise for skiers, hikers, and adventurers from all walks of life. The air here is thin and crisp, invigorating the senses and beckoning you to explore its hidden wonders. But while the mountains may be a tapestry of diverse ecosystems, the same cannot be said for the state's human population. 86.2% of Colorado's residents identify as white, a legacy of its early European settlers, and the rugged individualism that drew them to this challenging, yet rewarding landscape. This lack of diversity, while perhaps unexpected in such a geographically diverse state, speaks to the enduring influence of history and the challenges of creating a truly inclusive society. Chapter 6. North Dakota, a sea of white under a big sky. Our journey now takes us north to North Dakota, a land of harsh winters and even hardier people. Here, beneath a sky that seems to stretch on forever, lies a landscape often overlooked, yet possessing a stark beauty all its own. Known for its oil boom and agricultural prowess, North Dakota has long attracted those seeking opportunity, and a life lived close to the land. But while the spirit of resilience thrives here, diversity remains elusive. 86.6% of its population is white, a reflection of its history, and the challenges of attracting a more diverse populace to this remote corner of the country. Chapter 7, Wisconsin, Cheeseheads and a Sea of White. Ah, Wisconsin, a land of rolling hills, sparkling lakes, and of course cheese. Known for its friendly people, its love of beer, and its passion for all things dairy, Wisconsin embodies a certain Midwestern charm that is hard to resist. But beneath this welcoming exterior lies a truth reflected in its demographics. 86.6% of Wisconsinites identify as white, a legacy of its early European settlers, the Germans, Norwegians, and Irish who arrived seeking a new life. Their traditions and values are woven into the fabric of Wisconsin society, from its small-town festivals to its deep-rooted agricultural heritage. Chapter 8, Kentucky Bluegrass and a Lack of Blue Jeans. Our journey takes us south now to Kentucky, a land of rolling hills, bourbon distilleries, and the soulful sounds of bluegrass music. Here, Southern hospitality blends with a deep connection to the land, creating a culture that is both welcoming and steeped in tradition. But while the music may be lively and the spirit strong, Kentucky, like many states on our list, grapples with a lack of diversity. 86.9% of Kentuckians identify as white, a reflection of its historical settlement patterns and the enduring legacy of its past. Chapter 9, Nebraska, where the corn grows tall and diversity falls short. Nebraska, a state often overlooked yet possessing a quiet beauty all its own. Here in the heart of the Great Plains, life moves at a different pace, a rhythm dictated by the seasons and the cycles of agriculture. Known for its vast cornfields, its friendly people, and its commitment to hard work, Nebraska embodies a certain Midwestern sensibility, a groundedness that is both admirable and at times isolating. With 87.5% of its population identifying as white, Nebraska stands as a stark reminder of the challenges of fostering diversity in a nation often divided. Montana, a land of vast skies, rugged mountains, and a spirit of independence as boundless as the plains themselves. This is big sky country, a place where cowboys still roam and the wilderness whispers tales of a time gone by. But while the landscape may be wild and untamed, the same cannot be said for its demographics. 88.7% of Montanans identify as white, a reflection of its history and the challenges of attracting a more diverse population to this remote and often unforgiving corner of the American West. Our journey takes us now to Iowa, a state synonymous with heartland values, hard work, and of course those endless fields of corn. Here, in the heart of the Midwest, life unfolds at a slower pace, governed by the rhythms of the seasons and the warmth of small-town communities. But while the people may be friendly and the landscape undeniably picturesque, Iowa grapples with a lack of diversity that is as evident as the rows of corn that stretch to the horizon. 89.8% of its residents are white, a statistic that reflects the state's historical settlement patterns and the ongoing challenges of creating a more inclusive society. Utah, a land of stark beauty, sculpted by wind, water, and time itself. Towering red rock formations pierce the sky, while canyons carve their way through the earth, creating a landscape that is both awe-inspiring and otherworldly. Known for its stunning national parks and its large Mormon community, Utah has long been a place of pilgrimage, a destination for those seeking spiritual solace or adventure in the great outdoors. But while the landscape may be diverse, the same cannot be said for its human population. 90% of Utah residents identify as white, a reflection of its unique history and the challenges of fostering diversity in a state often associated with a single dominant religious group. Chapter 13, Wyoming, where the buffalo roam and diversity fears to tread. Wyoming, a land of wide-open spaces, rugged individualism, and a spirit of independence as vast as the sky itself. Here, in the least populous state in the Union, the echoes of the Wild West still linger, whispering tales of cowboys and pioneers, of hardship and resilience. But while the landscape may be vast and untamed, the same cannot be said for its demographics. With 92.3% of its population identifying as white, Wyoming stands as a stark reminder of the challenges of fostering diversity in a nation often divided along racial and cultural lines. Chapter 14, Idaho Potatoes and a Lack of Variety. Idaho, a land of rugged mountains, pristine lakes, and of course those famous potatoes. Known for its outdoor recreation opportunities, its friendly people, and its laid-back pace of life, Idaho has long attracted those seeking a simpler existence, a life lived closer to nature. But while the landscape may be diverse, boasting everything from snow-capped peaks to rolling hills blanketed in wildflowers, the same cannot be said for its human population. 92.6% of Idaho's residents identify as white, a statistic that reflects the state's history and the ongoing challenges of creating a more inclusive society. Chapter 15, New Hampshire, where the leaves change and the faces stay the same. New Hampshire, a state renowned for its stunning natural beauty, from the rugged peaks of the White Mountains to the picturesque coastline dotted with charming seaside towns. Each autumn the landscape transforms into a vibrant tapestry of color as the leaves turn, attracting visitors from far and wide. But while the foliage may be a kaleidoscope of hues, the same cannot be said for the state's human population. 92.6% of New Hampshire residents identify as white, a reflection of its history and the challenges of fostering diversity in a region often associated with a more homogeneous population. West Virginia, a state defined by its rugged mountains, its rich Appalachian heritage, and the resilience of its people. Here, in the heart of coal country, life is often challenging, but the spirit of community runs deep. Families have lived here for generations, their roots intertwined with the land and the industries that have shaped its history. But while the mountains may stand tall and proud, the same cannot be said for the state's level of diversity. 92.8% of West Virginia's population is white, a reflection of its historical settlement patterns and the ongoing challenges of attracting a more diverse populace to this often overlooked corner of the country. Vermont, a state synonymous with picturesque villages, rolling hillsides dotted with dairy farms, and of course that sweet, sweet maple syrup. Known for its natural beauty, its independent spirit, and its commitment to environmental stewardship, Vermont has long been a haven for those seeking a simpler, more sustainable way of life. But while the state may be a patchwork of vibrant green forests and charming small towns, its human population tells a different story. 93.8% of Vermonters identify as white, making it one of the least diverse states in the nation. And finally, we arrive at Maine, perched on the northeastern edge of the United States, a land of rugged coastlines, charming fishing villages, and a certain independent spirit that is as bracing as the Atlantic winds. Known for its lobsters, its lighthouses, and its breathtaking natural beauty, Maine has long been a haven for artists, writers, and those seeking solace in the embrace of nature. But while the state may boast an abundance of natural wonders, the same cannot be said for its human diversity. With a staggering 93.9% of its population identifying as white, Maine claims the dubious distinction of being the whitest state in America. As our journey through these 18 states reveals, America's tapestry is woven with threads of both uniformity and contrast. While these states may share a common lack of diversity, they are far from monolithic. Each boasts its own unique character, its own captivating landscapes, and its own stories etched into the very fabric of its being. Whether you're seeking adventure, solitude, or a simpler way of life, these states offer unique experiences shaped by their histories. Until next time, explore, learn, and enjoy the journey.